I always wanted to experience what it is like to go out and hunt and get a feel of the environment and the feeling that hunters feel.
It's what November can do in Texas. Just the day before, it was in the 70s, short-sleeved weather. And on this Sunday morning, a bitter cold front passes through, plummeting the temperatures to 19 degrees. For many hunters in other parts of the country, this would be nothing. But for Dortrie Jones, who came to this ranch from Florida, 19 degrees will get your attention. His guide is Jason Hopper. He'd much rather be out rattling bucks, but Dortrie is still getting used to his prosthetic leg due to an Islamic idiot's cowardly act using roadside bombs. So the blind will have to do for this morning's hunt. Just as Jason thought, a 6-point buck makes his presence known, stirring up the does and showing Dortrie a promising sign. After several minutes pass, there's a deer that changes the game.
There he is right there. At first I was like surprised. I was like, what? Oh! So it was very exciting. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Even though Dortrie says how exciting this moment is, we're watching him on his second deer hunt. And he's a different man than he was just the day before. You see, it was just the day before when Dortrie shot his first deer ever. And what a change it is controlling his excitement this morning as opposed to yesterday. This morning, as Dortrie controls his excitement like an old pro, the buck takes off. Jason assures his young hunter the buck will return, so the wait continues. Among his friends and family, Dortrie Jones goes by the nickname Bird. At somewhere around 6'7", Bird had trouble adjusting to losing his leg in combat. As time went by, though, he has done well. It's hunt like this that gives Bird practice walking on uneven ground, something that builds confidence for someone transitioning to a new system of balance and motion. At first glance, Jason figures this buck is the one that left earlier, but closer inspection reveals this is a much better mature buck, and Jason wants Bird to take this deer before he decides to take off again. The only challenge now is waiting for a perfect, clear shot, something that can seem like forever.
There's in front of him.
See, he's got his head downfield.
Yeah, he's looking at us.
He's looking at us, got his head up. Broadside.
Yeah, I see him. You see him? Yeah. Take it.
Yeah.
Good job. Thank you, man.
The first thing Jason notices as the buck takes off into the brush is how Bird is controlling his emotions right now. There's a vast difference between a man's first buck and his second.
First deer, huh?
Yeah, my first one.
First deer. No one touches.
Bird killed his first deer just yesterday. A lesser management buck that, for many, wouldn't elevate the emotions like it did for Bird.
Yay! Did you get a deer? 7 points, baby. No, you didn't. No, you didn't say you did. Woo! Good job, brother. Good job.
But this celebration back at camp the night before is long overdue for a man who barely survived a horrific attack. Coming up next on Show of Support, Hunt for Heroes, we'll hear the story of an American hero who ordered medics to let him die in order to save his best friend. Stay with us.
We're not politically correct, we just have common sense.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unfaltering. Show of Support's Hunt for Heroes offers tributes and true stories of remarkable courage.
If these terrorists could come in your bedroom, they'd kill you, your wife, and your kids. And that's what these men are fighting to protect us from, these murdering idiots. And they're taking them out so that we don't have to deal with them over here.
Show of Support started it all just after the shock and awe bound a nation together. Now, years of footage portraying wounded veterans, deer stands, and standing ovations. Hunt for Heroes, that started as one man's way to say thanks, is now a series that many say is way overdue.
I ain't never felt like that before, and I want to feel that again.
It's just a raw emotion.
They left us being loved and being honored for the heroes that they are.
We still have 40,000 injured troops.
If you threaten our people and our way of life, we will find you wherever you may be hiding, in the place you feel most safe, and we'll kill you in your own bedroom. Thank you for being a country worth fighting for. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
It's going to take a while to get around to all of them, but there's no quitting. It'll never stop as long as I'm breathing.
Western edge of legendary Texas Hill Country. After 8 years of intensive wildlife management, Lonesome Dove Ranch offers trophy deer hunts for the upcoming fall season. Lonesome Dove Ranch, where each hunt is one-on-one with a spacious lodge, Texas-style meals, and opportunities for rifle or archery hunts. See our website at huntlonesomedove.com and make plans to join us for this first season of Texas whitetail hunting at its best. huntlonesomedove.com.
What's your message? Century Graphics and Sign in Midland can help you convey it. Century Graphics and Sign offers the very best in screen printing, interior and exterior signs, embroidery, custom vinyl graphics, helping you increase safety, promoting your company, showing your school spirit, helping you look cool. Century Graphics and Sign, 501 West Industrial in Midland. Find us on the web at centurygs.com or like us on Facebook.
At Security Bank, we know the industries of this region, and we have the capital and the strength to fuel them. At Security Bank, we bring a team of experts to every challenge. With nearly a century of service, we have a solid record of success and top performance ratings in the industry. We're your partner, and we're going to be around for the long haul. Security Bank, solutions.
It's a well-known fact the people of West Texas know the importance of hard work, determination, and drive. For years, TCO Field Services has been a part of the expanding petroleum industry. Another well-known fact is the admiration West Texans have for America's troops. Plain and simple, military heroes don't have a better friend than the hard-working folks in West Texas. At TCO, we never lose sight of the job done by our military, keeping us safe here in West Texas.
Forget the fact that Show of Support Hunt for Heroes was the first of its kind in America. It's still, after more than a decade, the most elaborate outpouring of gratitude for American heroes and their wives anywhere. Outside the Horseshoe Arena in Midland, Texas, 20 combat veterans and their wives reached the red carpet for a huge banquet in their honor.
Okay, we finally made it. And seeing everything was like total like shock, speechless. Basically, you were speechless. You're like, wow. Because we don't really expect what's going to happen. So when everything happened, it was like, you have to fight the tears back, fight your emotions, like try, just keep breathing.
United States Army from 2005 to 2008. SPC Dortrie Jones, infantry. His wife, Katrina, their hometown is Orlando, Florida. He was deployed to Iraq in 2006. On December of 2006, an IED attack resulted in a loss of his right leg above his knee and a fractured left ankle. He has TBI and PTSD.
The day before the deer hunt begins, thousands of people in West Texas gather to hear the stories of guys like Dortrie "Bird" Jones. With his wife, Katrina, Bird faces the audience to take ownership of his first hunting rifle.
In front of all them people going on stage and getting a rifle, the recognition, the respect, the support. I kind of teared up a little bit, so I had to bite my jaw. Without biting my jaw, I'm like, fight it, come on.
Oddly enough, looking on from backstage is Patrick Gonzalez, Bird's sergeant from years ago at Fort Hood, then his superior in combat in Iraq. Sergeant Gonzalez credits Bird with saving his life. And the strange thing is, Bird credits Sergeant Gonzalez with saving his life.
I can say that military was one of the best things that happened to me. Because, like me, I wasn't a bad kid, but I got into some trouble. I'm born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee. Grew up in like the bad parts. Kind of rough childhood. Didn't really have what you needed or wanted, but you had enough to get by. Grew up stuttering. I also have a stutter as well. So people used to make fun of it. I used to fight a lot. Stutter is when I have a hard time getting my words out, because in my mind, my words kind of jumbled up sometimes.
Bird struggled to hide his stuttering and struggled to hold back his rage when the cruelty of ridicule became too much.
I used to snap, and when I snapped, I used to fight. And one day I ended up beating someone with a desk at school because he provoked it, and that's when I realized I had to like calm down some. So I tried to go with the Coast Guards, the Marines, the Air Force, the Navy. I tried almost every branch. And then I kept getting denied. And so in 2004, I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna try the Army again.
Seems the Army saw something in Bird that diminishes the significance of speech problems. Boot camp for the extremely tall and tough Bird was a shock at first. It was that first day when he came face to face with his sergeant, Patrick Gonzalez, a tough, no-nonsense career soldier known for driving his men to the brink of exhaustion and training them for combat. For Bird, the training was rough.
Sergeant Gonzalez, which he's here now, he trained us on everything. He drilled into our head. You'll be tired. He'll still be like, recall, go back, do it again.
The defining moment for the relationship between Bird and his sergeant came at an awkward moment in boot camp.
The guys behind me started laughing because I started stuttering. So I turned to look back at them, then they all stopped. So I went back to talk some more to them. Then they started laughing again. So I'm like, excuse me, Sarge. Stepped on the third step where he was at, turned around, and I started wailing at the guys because I didn't want to start a fight, because I didn't know if I started a fight, I'm gonna end up getting more trouble. So I started just wailing at him, and everybody was like, and then his face was like, yes. So that's when he took me underneath his wing and started to teach me more stuff.
Ever since Sergeant Gonzalez stepped in and showed support for Bird, the young soldier was drawn to his tough superior forever.
He's not only my sergeant, he's like my big brother, my mentor, father figure. So, which I told him that. He knows that. Ooh. Well, yeah. He's a good guy. Love that man.
Coming up, the incredible story of one soldier and his sergeant who found themselves side by side in combat, each gravely injured, each fighting to save one another. As Show of Support, Hunt for Heroes continues. After a few days of banquets, ceremonies, and flag lines, the guys are separated from their wives and escorted to a ranch outside San Angelo, Texas. It's what they came for, really, a chance to simply go deer hunting.
Oh, man. This is heaven.
United States Army Sergeant Patrick Gonzalez has persuaded his one-time raw recruit, Dortrie Jones, to join him on this hunt. For Bird Jones, This will be his first deer hunt ever.
We're going to get you out in the field. We're going to be hunting this afternoon. We're going to start killing some deer.
Lined up military style for the pre-hunt briefing, the men here find a pile of hunting equipment plus the rifle they'd received the night before back in Midland, Texas. Outside the cabin, Bird Sergeant greets his guide.
Hey, how you doing, brother? Patrick Gonzalez.
Jason Hopper.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you.
For both Gonzalez and Jones, this trip has special meaning. It's a trip neither could have ever imagined on that day just a couple of years ago in that awful place called Iraq.
Okay.
That day we was doing a regular convoy like we always did. It was like probably 4-something in the morning with pitch black, no lights, no nothing. Next thing I know, we were involved in that explosion. So next thing I know, I'm looking around, I'm like, man, what happened? You just heard them like, ee. So I went to step and I just fell. So I looked down, I'm like, my leg was, well, I was missing probably this much of my leg, which was probably held on by a piece of skin like this thin. So I'm like, man, it happened. Patrick was unresponsive, and while everybody was on me rushing towards me and seeing if I'm okay, I forgot who it was that said that Patrick Gonzalez is unresponsive. So I started pushing everyone off me, like go check on him, go and work on him, because I was okay because I was still responsive and I was coherent. So everybody was like, no, your leg. I'm like, don't touch me, get off me, go check on him. So everyone knew how it was, so they, like, most of the guys went to go check on him. Cause he was actually dead at the time. He was dead at the time.
Jones pushed the medic away from us and had the medic come to me, and Jones ended up putting his own tourniquet on himself and stopped the bleeding. And when I woke up, I was already in the ER in the green zone. So I had my medic was the one who actually filled me in on a lot of the stuff, and a couple of other soldiers also as well.
To all those who lived through the chaos of that terrible day, all agreed what Bird did was nothing short of incredible. Medics had given up on Gonzalez, but it was Bird's temper that sent them back to tend to a dead man, and it brought the sergeant back. Today, Gonzalez and Jones are like brothers. However, a sad side note to their story, Bird carries with him so many memories of that day, of Patrick, of the medics, and the memories of a hero named Nicholas Steinbacher.
Steinbacher was the one who kept me talking. After we made it to the Green Zone hospital place, they told Patrick Gonzalez first about what happened. So I was medicated up a little bit, so he was like, Jones, Steinbacher he died. So I'm like, whatever, Sarge, you play too much, haha. He was like, Jones, look at me. So I looked at him, he told me. So I broke down, because Steinbacher actually was the one who kept me talking. So Steinbacher is my hero.
Both Patrick Gonzalez and Bird Jones will always carry the memory of Nicholas Steinbacher. His unselfish actions to help save his fellow soldiers is what defines the word hero. For Gonzalez and Jones, Nicholas' death only brought them closer.
The bond just gets stronger. It just continues to grow. It continues to grow. It gets stronger and stronger. We only live like 30 miles from each other, and we hang out. He taught me how to fish. A grown man taught another grown man how to fish. I'm like, oh, cool. We go fishing, our kids play together, our wives hang out. It's like we just a big family.
We finally follow Bird Jones as he takes his first deer ever, as Show of Support Hunt for Heroes continues. Stay with us.
I mean, I was ready to go hunting, but at the same time, it's been a while since I actually fired a weapon. So I was kind of stoked, but I was like, I'm finna go hunting. I'm finna see a deer. I'm finna actually get to kill a deer.
We started this broadcast with the story of Bird Jones' second whitetail buck. We roll back the clock to Bird's first day on this ranch, and his guide is Chase Davis. There's nothing quite like the emotions, the expectations, the look in someone's eyes on their first hunt. Bird is having a hard time controlling his excitement.
We're gonna have a little fun. Chase is a pretty cool dude. We were chatting, talking, getting to know each other. Getting out there, he was giving me pointers of what to do. Getting to the blind. Getting to the blind was pretty exciting. And then, like, you waiting, which takes patience. You can't, like, rush it. You just gotta be patient and wait for everything to fall into place. I'm finally here, like, wow, I'm here seeing everything. First, the does came out. I was like, oh. You get all excited like a little kid at the candy store, like, wow. The does out first. We're seeing it up that close. Like, I've never seen deer up that close, so I'm like, wow. Hold on, I need to make sure I can see through it first.
As usual, the does filter into the clearing on this windy, warm afternoon. Chase watches Bird's enthusiasm grow, and soon after, several young bucks emerge from the cedars and mesquites as well. These young bucks are certainly not shooters, but Chase watches one certain buck come out that's carrying 7 points. A buck that doesn't belong in his management plan on this ranch. That puts Chase in a dilemma. It's a young buck with 7 points, and on this place they shoot those for management bucks. He breaks the news to his hunter, and Bird is happy to help the ranch out. Heck, it's his first buck. Management or not, he's plenty excited. He'll have another chance later to take a good, mature buck. But today, it's doing a good deed for the ranch. Chase holds Bird off, waiting for just the right shot. Culled buck or not, the excitement level in this blind is off the chart.
I watched him for a long time. I would just watch them like, please don't go away. And so Chase was telling me, just be patient. He'll be there for a while, just be patient and wait for the right shot. And when the shot finally came, Chase was like, all right, when you're ready, just take your time.
All right, you're good to go whenever. Oh. I'm finna fire. Okay.
No way, man.
Yeah.
You dropped him. Woo! Good shot.
I can't explain the feeling. I can't explain it. It's unexplainable. It's just like, wow.
Okay, hold your rifle. Put your hands on it. Hey there. How many points is that, Bird?
1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Well, if you count that one,
yeah,
7.
Count that one.
Touching the antlers, to hold them, the feeling of it, it's hard to explain when you grip it. Actually, I cannot wait to get back there so I can show Terry and my Sergeant Patrick Gonzalez.
Yeah! Did you get a deer? 7 points, baby. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Woo! Good job, brother. Good job, man.
There's plenty of people assembled back at the skinning shed for Bird's celebration with his first buck. Only thing is, Patrick is not in the crowd. Only later do they meet up inside the skinning shed.
Patrick Gonzalez will always be my sergeant, my brother, my mentor, my father figure, forever and ever.
On the next edition of Show of Support, Hunt for Heroes, Patrick Gonzalez's story of that day in Iraq when heroism was elevated to a whole new level. Join us then